morning, students. Today we'll see about the graph. Now, what is the importance of graph? Why do we need graph? Graph provides a convenient method to present basic information about variety of events. So, when you prepare the graph, what is the usefulness of this graph? It provides a convenient method. Okay, for example, if you consider your classroom, okay, so teacher is conducting class test, maybe of total marks 10, okay, 10 marks, and the students which are there in the class, maybe 60 to 70 students are present. Now there are students who takes 10 full marks, but there are some students who take 0, 1, 2, maybe 8, maybe 7, isn't it? Now teacher wants to know how many students have taken 0, how many students have taken 1, how many students have taken 9. So in order to see, or in order to go and ask the students how much you have got, okay, it may be teacher may find difficult. So because of that, the graph is a convenient method. To describe a motion of an object, we can use line graphs. Okay, that may be in the classroom, that graph. But even to describe a motion of an object, how the car moves. Okay, so even here we can use the line graphs. So you have learnt the graph in your maths class, isn't it? Maybe from 6th, 5th, I don't know, maybe from 7th onwards. So the graph is there. You know what is the usefulness graph. So if you see in graph, that is in your textbook, in your lesson, there are two types of graphs. That is, one is distance time graph and the second is velocity time graph. Okay, distance and the velocity time graph. So this is the image for distance time graph. So to prepare a graph, we need x-axis and y-axis, isn't it? So we'll see in detail. So if you see here, in order to plot a graph, you need x-axis and you need y-axis, isn't it? Now here x-axis will take as time. Okay, this is time and this will take as distance. Now you may be thinking why we can't take time on this here y-axis and distance in x-axis. Now if you see the time is always, it moves continually, isn't it? So time moves continually, so we take time as independent variable. Okay, remember, time we consider as independent variable, whereas distance, if you see, it is dependent. Okay, it is dependent variable. Distance always depends upon time. It depends on time. So therefore we consider on y-axis as distance and x-axis as time. Now if you see, you can see a 0, isn't it? So this is considered as origin. Okay, this is origin. Now why do we need distance time graph? Why do we need distance time graph? For example, we'll consider I've taken a random point A. Okay, I've taken a random point A. Now if I ask at point A, okay, this is point A. At point A, what is the speed of the car? Okay, car is moving. So at point A, what is the speed of the car? So the distance, the speed formula, you know, distance upon time. So if you see here, the x-axis will tell you the time, isn't it? And y-axis about the distance. So let's mark the time on y-axis. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4 seconds, this is 5 seconds. It goes on. Okay. Now if you mark here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now this is the meter per second, distance in meter. Okay, now x-axis will give you the time, isn't it? So upon point A, if you consider here point A, so what is the time it is covered? That is 3 seconds, isn't it? 3 seconds. And what is the distance it is covered? 3 meter, isn't it? So 3 meter. So if it get cancelled means, so 1 meter per second. Your speed is 1 meter per second. For example, the point may be, we'll consider here. Okay, so if you see how much the distance is covered, it is 5, isn't it? So 5. So within what second? It is 4. So this will be your speed, 5 by 4 meter per second. That is in another point. This is maybe consider point B. So point A 1 meter per second speed, the point B 5 by 4 meter per second. So I was speaking here about finding the speed at one point, isn't it? Finding the speed at one point. Now if I tell to find the speed, now the body is moving, okay? There is a object which is moving here. That is from this point to this point, okay? Now I will ask you to tell me the speed about from A to B, that is this whole part, okay? Part of this A to B. First we were speaking about only one point, isn't it? Now I am asking the part of this A to B. What is the speed? So from A, the car has reached to point B, isn't it? So A, if you consider, this is T1 and it is reached to B. So if you consider, this is T2. Now same as distance. So distance, if you see, let's consider this is x1 and this distance x2. So if you find out the speed now, let's find out the speed. Yes, that is speed from A to B. What do you get? D by T, that is D is x2 minus x1, that is initial, sorry, from final minus initial, isn't it? Then what is the time? T2 minus T1. So this result will give you slope, okay? So whatever you get here, that is called as slope. So if you see here, we have taken the coordinates here, isn't it? The coordinates from B we have taken and minused the coordinates from A. Now if I speak about the coordinates, you know, it tells about from this point to this point how much is there, isn't it? From this point to this point how much is there, you know about that coordinates. Suppose if I take T2 as 4, T2 as 4 and T1 as 3, T1 as 3, okay? Let's write here, T2 is 4 and T1 is 3. Now next if you see x1 is 3 and x2 is 5, x2 is 5 and x1 is 3. Now how to write point A coordinates? You can write, that is 3 and 3, and point B coordinates you can write 4 and 5. So to find out the speed from A to B, we have subtracted by taking 2 points, isn't it? So this we call as slope of the graph, okay? This we call as slope of the graph. Now if you see this graph, is it uniform or non-uniform? If you see this graph, this is in uniform motion, isn't it? Now if you see this image, you can see here this blue line. So that is an example for uniform graph. Whereas if you see the green line, okay, it is curved, isn't it? The line is little bit curved. So that is nothing but non-uniform motion. Whereas time intervals are equal, But what happens to the distance? Distance is unequal, so you get a curved graph. Now we are observing the another red line here, another graph, isn't it? So let's consider that. Now if you see, this is an example for the third distance time graph. Okay, now what happens? There is a moving body. Okay, it covers the distance 6 meter per 6 meter within 2 seconds. Okay, it covers the distance within 2 seconds. So if you see, the 2 second is here. Now if you plot, so you get a point here, isn't it? So you get a point here. Now what happened? So the body has moved to the point A. It covers the 6 meter distance. Now suddenly what happens? In third second, the car stops. Okay, it is stopped. Car is stopped. So since the car is on rest, what happens? The graph will go like this. So the time goes on. Okay, if you see here, the time goes on but not the distance. So graph becomes parallel to the x-axis. Graph becomes parallel to the x-axis. This is another third type of distance time graph. Next we will move on to the velocity time graph. Now in the distance time graph, dt is nothing but distance time graph. So distance time graphs gives you speed, isn't it? Now what about the displacement time graph as well as the velocity time graph? What does the slope of velocity time graph gives you? So if you see the distance time graph, so if you consider an example here, so what happens? A moving body moves from point, this is the origin, to A and then A to B. So if you consider here, you know the velocity formula, that is displacement upon time. So what is the displacement here? Displacement, if you see, y1 and y2. So you can write this displacement as y2 minus y1 upon what is the time? X2 minus x1. X2 minus x1. That is to find out from A to B. Okay, if you want to find out the velocity from A to B, so like this you have to find out, that is displacement upon time. So displacement, if you see, y2 minus y1 and time is x2 minus x1. So the displacement time graph will give you the velocity. Okay, the velocity, and the slope of velocity time graph will give you acceleration. So what is the formula of acceleration? Change in velocity upon time taken. So let's see this through an example. Now if you see here, so consider this is an example. Now what happens here? A car moves from the origin, that is 0. Okay, and it reaches to point A. Okay, it reaches to point A. Within what second? Within 10 seconds. So this is your time and this is your velocity. So the car from origin moved to point A and reached point A within 10 seconds. So what is the velocity? Point A, if you see, it is 20 meter per second, isn't it? 20 meter per second. Now if you see, from point A to point B, if the car moves, here if you see, even the time is 10 seconds, isn't it? It covers within 10 seconds. And what is the velocity? 40 meter per second. Same as from B to C, velocity 60 meter per second, and it covers the time within 10 seconds. So if you find out the change in velocity, that is from A to B, the change in velocity, if you find, you know, that is A to B, what is change in velocity? The final velocity and the initial velocity, isn't it? Now from 0 to A, what is the initial? We'll find out from A to B. What is the final velocity? It is 40, isn't it? Now what is the initial velocity? That is 20. Now what is the time taken? It is 10 seconds. So 40 minus 20 is 20 by 10. So 2 meter per second square. So velocity time graph will give you the acceleration. Now if you see the graph here, you can see it is in uniform, isn't it? So it is not a uniform motion, but the graph tells you the uniform acceleration. Next, if you see here, this is also an velocity time graph. Now here if you see, in velocity time graph, linear graph constant acceleration, okay. So previous one you had seen the linear graph, isn't it? That is uniform acceleration. So it is a constant acceleration. Now what is a graph of zero acceleration? That is not A, it is zero acceleration. So what is zero acceleration? Now if you see here, you have to find out A, isn't it? So if you see here, this is time, this is velocity. Now what happens? If you ask what is acceleration, you will be able to say acceleration is zero. See, if you see here, the time is increasing, okay? The time goes on increasing. But what happens to the velocity? It is not increasing, but velocity remains constant, isn't it? If you see, the velocity and the time, both the lines are parallel to each other, isn't it? So velocity here, it is not increasing, but it is constant. So the acceleration is zero here. Therefore, such graph are called zero acceleration. Such graph will give you zero acceleration. If you consider an example, now here what happens, a body is moving, okay, in constant velocity. Velocity is constant, that is 10 meter per second. Now if I ask you about the displacement, how do you take the displacement? You know velocity is equal to displacement upon time, isn't it? Velocity is equal to displacement upon time. So now I am asking you to take the displacement. How you will take? So the displacement is equal to velocity into time. So what is the velocity here? 10 meter per second, and t is, you can see it covers within 5 seconds. So 5 is the time. So 10 into 5, 50 meter. Okay, the displacement you get here is 50 meter. So that is how to find out the displacement. Now sometimes there are different types of the velocity time graph, okay, where here initial speed is not zero. You can this either write speed or velocity, but here if you see, the initial speed is not zero, okay. For example, let's consider this graph, okay, time and the velocity they have given. Now if you see the original point, you can see it is not starting from zero, isn't it? The initial speed is non-zero. If you see the second graph, it moves towards the down, okay. So the initial speed is not zero here. So time increases. As the time increases, what happens to the velocity? Velocity get decreased, because the line goes from here to down. So velocity gets decreased here in this graph. Therefore it is called uniform retardation. It is in a uniform, okay, but velocity is decreasing, since it is called uniform retardation. Then if you see the third graph here, so this is the example for non-uniform acceleration, okay, time, velocity. So the graph is curved, isn't it? So it is an example for non-uniform acceleration. So there are different graphs. So if I give such graphs, you are able to say that initial speed is not zero, okay. Whereas the distance time graph and the velocity time graph which we learned, that will begin from zero. The initial point is zero. The initial speed will be beginning from zero. Whereas in this graph, the initial speed is not zero.